All right, the last time I had an SRB1200, which I customized, and I still plan on giving away. It's boxed up and ready to be a prize. I don't think I showed you guys the inside of the SRB1200, so figured since I had this one cracked open, I should go ahead and show you what it looks like. Now, first off, if you're going to open this up, I want you to know you're likely going to break off some of these little pieces from these panels. So these panels are glued in there. Now some of them popped off fine, but you see that like that one didn't. And the best way to do that is use like a prying tool. Like I have all kinds of different prying tools that are a lot of times are made for like popping trim off of cars. But even with these, even with being gentle, you may end up breaking some of those. So you'll see like on this one, you know, there's a couple that broke off, and same with the top piece. Now, I am not going to reuse these top pieces, so I really did not worry too much about those. I just wanted to not, hurt anything, so I popped them off as careful as I could. These side panels, I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse them, but with some glue, it's not going to really matter that there's a couple that broke. But just making sure you're aware of that. And also, you need to make sure you cut this sticker with like a little razor, because otherwise it's going to hold it together and you'll have everything unscrewed and you'll not be able to get it to pop apart, and it'll just be that sticker there. So it's amazingly strong sticker. So anyway, we got it open, and now we can see the inside of it. So first off, this little board runs the LEDs, right? So you got a separate little cable that's going to that LED. So of course you can just disconnect that. Now, with my current plan, I'm definitely taking these off of here. I might try to find a way to reincorporate the LEDs, but as of right now, I can't really think how to do it with what I'm going to do. But anyway, so I will take these, I'll unscrew here, and I'll just take that whole LED strip out, do the same thing over here, and I'll just take the whole LED board out, right? And you'll notice on here, there is a small an extra power cable, an extra negative cable here going in, and that actually goes over to your LED board, I believe. I'll have to follow it back, but I think that's what that one is for. But let's look at the components. So you got a nice metal barrel, right? A nice metal cylinder, and you can see it's ported because this isn't like, so that's ported to work best with this length barrel. It's kind of hard to see, but the nozzle is actual metal nozzle. That's nice, that's good quality. And if I pull it up here, the tap plate is also metal, right? So that's nice too. Nice motor, and then you can see the spring in there, and that spring can be removed and switched out. I've never done it before, but it really should be fairly easy. I mean, this piece is really just kind of holding that spring there, and then the spring just would twist, or this piece right in here, you'd twist and it would pop out and you could change the spring. Now it does seem to need this white piece as well to kind of help basically keep that spring in line. All right, so it's a little different design than we've seen, and obviously you can see the gears are all the nylon gears, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just, it is what it is. So that's what we got going on here. But I just wanted to show you guys, definitely it's a nice, well-made gearbox. It's just the gears are, somewhat proprietary. I know you can switch them out to metal gears if you really want to. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to. And opening gearboxes is always a pain, unless you're doing it all the time. It's not so much that it's a pain opening them, it's getting them closed back up with everything out without anything moving that can be frustrating, and I don't want to be frustrated by it. So anyway, that gives you a look at the inside. Now I've got a really cool idea of what I want to do with this cosmetically. I do think I'm going to reroute the power to back here and then have a buffer tube attachment so the battery can be back in the stock, because I wanted to be able to build something or print something that's going to go along the bottom here so you can have a rail there for a grip, right? Because, everyone kind of likes that design and look, and it makes sense. Up front here, this is the piece that goes right here. So actually what I'm going to do with this piece is I'm actually going to cut it straight, like right down here, Okay, so straight down this so that it's still solid. I don't want to cut where the holes are. And then that's going to go back on here. And the reason for that is this does a very nice job of holding this barrel in place because it was designed to do that, right? So it was designed. So I want to leave that up until here, and then I'm going to print something that slides over this and has the threads directly on, you know, the last, you know, whatever, 10 millimeters of the metal barrel, so that the threads have that metal barrel reinforcement, because that always works best if you're going to have threads on a barrel, that they have the reinforcement of the actual inner barrel going through the threads. All right, so that's that'll happen over here. The rest of it will kind of be a surprise, but it's going to be different than my other one. That other kit on the SRB1200 I think is great. It's definitely a really nice kit. And this is kind of a modified version of that I have thought up in my head and started to print. So hopefully it's all going to go according to plan. But anyway, there's the inside of the SRB1200. Remember the pyro mag lights up, gives you those glow gels, and those pyro glow gels appear to be, and I've used them a little bit, but in my limited use and just from looking at them, they appear to be a very good glow gel. Okay? Comments, questions, post them below. Of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in the monthly giveaways. Thanks.